Welcome to Sculpture Studios. We've been contacted by a client that needs some items made for a company called Tattu, and the project is creating 2 giant anchors. I say giant only because we've made some miniature anchors in the past, and these anchors are going to be giant in comparison, but these will be much closer in size to real life anchors that you might find on some sailing vessels. They're going for an old-fashioned feel with these, almost pirate-like, and the client sent us down a couple of concept images of the design they'd chosen. We start by blowing up this design to a scale of 2.3 meters in height and 1.5 meters in width, and we draw this onto tissue paper at first just to get a sense of how big they're going to be. We then transfer this sketch onto a piece of polystyrene of the appropriate carving thickness. This is all carved by hand, and once the pattern has been approved by the client, a sticky back foil is applied to protect the polystyrene. We then go on with 6 ounces of glass fibre in order to create a mould. To give you a bit of a breakdown of our thoughts behind the process here, the client basically sent us a brief of creating 2 strong anchors that are hollow in the middle. The reason for this is so that electricians can gain access to the internals and add working lamps, and metalwork can be added so that both anchors can be hung from the ceiling. This means they need to come apart in 2 sections and be put back together without permanently sealing the join. What we've done here is carved one complete side of an anchor and made sure it's an identical mirror image from left to right. If you happen to have seen our Jamie Oliver sign video or our Heartbox video on our channel, we're using a similar technique of creating one pattern that could be cast and replicated to match up on the back as well. The symmetry on either side ensures that a cast can be turned around and added to the back, with the perimeters matching up perfectly. Not only does carving one side save us time and material in the initial stages, but it means we only need to make one mould of one side, where the cast can be replicated 4 times. If we were only needing 1 or 2 casts, we'd create what's known as a waste plaster mould, but since we're needing more than this, we're creating a glass fibre production mould. Here at Sculpture Studios, we're always trying to provide our clients with new solutions that make the projects more efficient and much more affordable, while still retaining the same high standard of finish. For this job, we thought this 1 mould and 4 casts was the best idea, as it saved the client money on the pattern and mould, and ensured the anchors looked exactly the same from whichever side you looked at them. Here you can see the casts after they're extracted from the mould, and all the flash or excess material is being trimmed off. We know to trim down to the black gel line to make sure we get a dead straight cut. As the fiberglass is still what we call green or fresh, we lay the cast down on a flat surface after they're trimmed to ensure that they all set at the correct shape. The resin initially goes off to a degree where you can release it from the mould, trim and handle it, but can take anywhere up to a week to cure completely. This varies depending upon the weather and the temperature conditions and the resin mix itself. Bolts have now been cut to size and added, so at any point the anchors can be taken apart for maintenance and then put back together. We need to make sure we make good the seam lines, so that once everything's installed, minimal light can seep out from in between the 2 halves. Also, with the electrics on the inside, and with these anchors being situated indoors with a captive audience, for this job we've used Class O rated flame retardant resin. To start the artwork off, the anchors are given a black base layer, and then Aden uses a theatrical dry brush technique on top. The black is for the iron weight, and the gold is for that bronze bling look. We've deliberately left the texture of the foil on the inside of the mould, so the sculptures look like they've been cast from a real solid metal. From this stage we hand the anchors over to the electricians to play their part on installing the lamps. Our first thoughts when we saw the finished shots were what a fantastic location to be viewed from, over the restaurant tables you can see below, and high in the windows at the front of the building. We hope you agree they look fantastic now that they're decorated, lit up, and ready to be viewed by the public. Please feel free to leave any comments below, as they're always appreciated, and hit the subscribe button for our latest videos. You can like Sculpture Studios on Facebook, and for more of our work, visit sculpturestudios.co.uk. Thank you very much for watching.